they sailed to the region of the Gennesarenes, which is across the lake from Galilee. When Jesus stepped ashore, he was met by a demon-possessed man from the town. For a long time, this man had not worn clothes or lived in a house, but had lived in the tombs. When he saw Jesus, he cried out and fell at his feet, shouting at the top of his voice, "What do you want with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I beg you, don't torture me." For Jesus had commanded the impure spirit to come out of the man. Many times it had seized him, and though he was chained hand and foot and kept under guard, he had broken his chains and had been driven by the demon into solitary places. Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" "Legion," he replied, because many demons had gone into him, and they begged Jesus repeatedly not to order them to go out into the abyss. A large herd of pigs was feeding there on the hillside. The demons begged Jesus to let them go into the pigs, and he gave them permission. When the demons came out of the man, they went into the pigs, and the herd rushed down the steep bank into the lake and were drowned. When those tending the pigs saw what had happened, they ran off and reported this to the town and countryside. And the people went out to see what had happened. When they came to Jesus, they found the man from whom the demons had gone out sitting at Jesus' feet, dressed and in his right mind. And they were afraid. Those who had seen it told the people how the demon-possessed man had been cured. Then all the people of the region of the Gennesarenes asked Jesus to leave them because they were overcome with fear. So he got into the boat and he left. The man from whom the demons had gone out begged to go with him, but Jesus sent him away, saying, "Return home and tell how much God has done for you." So the man went away and told all over the town how much Jesus had done for him. This is the gospel of Christ. Now, I only have verses 33 through 39 here for a reason. I mean, it was a long passage. I couldn't get it all on the screen here, but I really wanted to focus on these passages, especially today. I can't tell you how often I hear somebody tell me, "Why should my tax dollars pay for this? Why should my tax dollars pay for that?" Even here in Canada, I've had people tell me, "Well, I don't know why I have to pay so much in taxes just so that other people can get free health care." To which I usually respond, "I want to thank you so much for what you pay in taxes, because without it, my son would never be able to get the treatment that he needs for his chronic illness." That usually stops them in their tracks. As soon as you humanize it, it stops them in their tracks, that this isn't just a matter of some deadbeat getting free health care or free food or free lodging. That there's a face and there's a name attached to these benefits, attached to these gifts. See, the people here, they're afraid, but they're not afraid of Jesus, and they're not afraid of demons, and they're not afraid of God. They're afraid because their hard work, and I mean that, they put a lot of hard work into that herd, and that herd just drowned. Their sustenance for the next year, their income for the next year, their hope for the next year, their hope for the future, just leapt off a cliff into the water and drowned. These people fear that they've just lost everything. They fear they don't know how they're going to get by. They're afraid they're going to starve. They're afraid they're not going to have food. They're not going to have water. They're not going to be able to provide for their families. That's where their fear is. So when they say, "Jesus, leave," it's because they don't want him doing this again. They don't want him healing others and it costing them what they've worked so hard for. So the question that I think we have to ask, and I believe that we have to ask this of ourselves, I think we have to ask, what are we prepared to pay for someone else's benefit? What are we prepared to give that someone else may live? What are we prepared to sacrifice so that someone else can be healed, so that someone else can be fed, someone else can live? What are we prepared to give up? Are we prepared to be afraid about the future? Are we prepared to go into the life without knowing where our meals will come from? Are we prepared to allow our hard-earned tax dollars to take care of the stranger, the widow, the orphan, the migrant, the foreigner? Are we prepared to let our hard-earned dollars take care of someone that we don't know, that we don't care about, someone that we'll never know, someone whose pain we'll never experience? Are we prepared for that? Because I think this passage tells us that we should be. This passage tells us that we should be willing to give of ourselves to a huge extent. We should be willing to give up our safety, to give up our comfort, to give up the things that we've worked so hard for the sake of the sick and the dying, for the sake of those who can't provide for themselves, those who can't heal themselves, those who can't feed themselves, those who are running from evil, those who are running from demons. Amen.